I'm gonna send you this screenshot because I'm in a drag race related Discord server.
Hmm?
Look at their reaction. Look how many reactions they have. I need Discord Nitro so I can use them in other. For Nitro, you can use like any reactions from other servers
Oh
and
my
other stuff.
god.
Look at all the
That's
different reactions.
incredible.
I know. I need that like now.
That's great.
Can't get over it. Like it's just I want them all. Oh, I want it all. I can tell exactly who every single one of these people are. You've got Michelle, Wendy, Valentina, Latrice, Trixie, Tati, Erica. Oh, I said it's Erica. I meant to say Erika. It's Erica. RuPaul, Bianca, Raven from All Stars 1, Raja, Fifi, Thorgy, Coco, Trinity, Katya, Michelle, Morgan. For a second I was confused, but that's from the promos. Morgan, Farah, Manila, Latrice, Alexis, Bianca, Ginger, Coco, Farah, Eureka, Valentina, Alyssa, Animated, Courtney, Coco, Tati, Bob, Bianca, Alyssa, Laganja, Alyssa, Aja, and Alexis.
Oh my gosh.
And we all got that. We just got all that on a recording, so
Yep.
I hope you all enjoyed that right there. Hi, I'm the flames on the side of Mrs. White's face, Andrew.
There's a faceless old woman hiding in your attic. I'm Guy.
Oh my god.
And that was a
And,
Welcome to Night Vale reference.
well, you're never gonna die up there. You're not Katya. And
No.
welcome to the Blossom and Smith Show. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun. The fuck was
Da. I can't do the note.
Da! Anyway,
Yes, anyway.
welcome to two gay weirdos to our couple talking about stuff.
Yes, random shit that we've found that's come to mind that has of recent interest, etc.
Yes, that.
Speaking of recent events, how about the news?
Oh yeah, the news. News. I don't know. We need like an intro for news. Just be like me sitting in front of a news desk in my underwear, just like. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh, maybe I do the sort of Nicki Minaj method and animate our little faces in a really crappy method, and then move them in front of like various newsstands or whatever.
That would be hysterical. We'll talk about that later. But for now, the news. Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun. Right. Breaking news today. NBC News fires Matt Lauer from The Today Show after sexual misconduct review. Matt Lauer, a familiar face in the morning news as the anchor of Today for over 2 decades, was fired by NBC News after a detailed complaint about inappropriate sexual behavior that took place during the 2014 Sochi Olympics. The accusation also noted that the alleged behavior continued in the workplace after the games, NBC News confirmed. Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb? I don't ever know how to say her last name. I always forget. Kotb, I think, or something akin to that, were emotional as they announced Lauer. Now I can't say any of their names. Announced Lauer's firing on Wednesday, telling viewers at the top of the live broadcast that they were heartbroken over his departure, but didn't yet know all of the details. In a memo to employees sent Wednesday morning, NBC News chairman Andrew Lack said the complaint, which was made by a female colleague of Lauer's, prompted a serious review and represented a clear violation of our company standards. Lack said it was the first complaint lodged against Lauer, 59, for his behavior since he took over as anchor of the show in 1997. but there was reason to believe it may not have been an isolated incident. Our highest priority is to create a workplace environment where everyone feels safe and protected, and to ensure that any actions that run counter to our core values are met with consequences, no matter who the offender. It's
All this sexual
really,
misconduct, at least it's being brought to light.
yes, but it seems a new one every day. Although, to
There's a
be
lot
fair,
of sexual misconduct and that
I
just
know.
used to not be a thing.
Oh no, absolutely. It's just, I don't know. I never really cared for Matt Lauer anyway, so mm,
No
I always thought
loss,
it was.
really.
No, I always thought he was too smug. Like he was just very smug. Like he didn't need to. He did his job, and that was all. Like I'm better than everybody. I'm Matt Lauer. I've been here for 20 years. I'm a serious journalist. Blah blah blah. Like I just thought he was too smug. Even though yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
was a hardcore. He's left wing. He's a liberal. He supports everything I support. I just think he's smug, and I don't like that about him.
Huh,
So I'm
yeah.
on.
The thing is, I've noticed most of these guys are all just smug.
No, because they probably think they're famous and can get away with whatever they do. And a lot of people are saying, well, how can it be true? It can't be true. Matt Lauer would never do something like this. I mean, to be fair, if the claim was just a bullshit excuse, I mean, Matt Lauer's been with NBC and Today for 20 years. That's longer than
Yeah.
most people have been with these things. That most people like that involved at Jezreel's. He's been with the NBC for 20 years. Don't they? They probably wouldn't have gotten rid of them if there at least hadn't been a good amount of merit to it actually have happened.
Yeah, there would have to be some sort of evidence, some sort of
Yeah, exactly. If it was
reason,
just somebody,
and
if it was some,
confession, probably.
I was just exactly like if it was just somebody saying it and they had no evidence, no confession, they probably would have maybe just like put him on leave and said, "Look, we'll just put you here until
We
shit
will do an
quiets down.
investigation.
Yeah, we'll put you away till stuff quiets down and we do an investigation." But the fact that they just up and fired him, I think that says that there was evidence or a confession or like I said, it was shown that you know it happened.
Yeah. And I mean,
So
if there was ever some mild claim that just never was publicized, like things got a little awkward one time, and NBC found out somehow uh, that there was something else that had happened that was worse,
right.
but just ugh.
Yes, I just think it's ugh. But they all seem heartbroken about it. Because I didn't watch it this morning. I just saw it on the news. You could see them like, he's gone and we're all heartbroken. And, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, to be fair, I don't.
I'm not a fan of NBC, so that's my
I
stance on this.
am a. Wow. Jeez, honey. Why don't you just. I guess you don't want that NBC sponsor. Thanks a lot, bitch.
I don't think they do sponsorship.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying. I mean, NBC's not fabulous, but they got some good things. They've got America's Got Talent, and that's really about it. But anyway, but no, I know what you're saying. I don't know. I was not a fan, but I may actually start watching Today again now that I don't have to see Matt Lauer every goddamn day. I don't know, honey. He's not a fan of NBC. That's just his opinion. NBC, if you're listening, I think you're just great. Or as it would be in the words of Mr. Acme, the views of Blossom and Smith are not of our own. We are not affiliated with them in any sort of way whatsoever, and their opinions are their own.
Well said, Brad, or whatever the fuck your name was.
Whatever the fucking name was. I don't even remember anymore. I'm in the witness protection program. It changes every week.
I don't
Oh,
think the
I
witness
do
protection
that.
program is meant to do that.
This is the different. It's due to reasons of national security that my name is changed daily. Today you may call me Sally Poopy Pants. Well, you never watched The Secret Show.
No.
Yeah, that was a good show. It was about spies, and it was funny. and the
Hmm.
leader's name was changed daily.
Oh.
Of national security, his name is changed daily, and he always had a funny, stupid name, like probably not Sally Poopy Pants, but it was like I'm trying to think of like I don't remember any of the names, but like I said, it would be funny names. Like I'm trying to think of a funny name that's not like Copperfield. That's not one of them, but but like stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Some sort of stupid pun.
Yeah, exactly. Lisa Newcar,
Adele
Adele
Computer.
Computer. Yeah, exactly. Oh, those are great. Caught in the act. But yeah, so maybe I'll be doing that for his character from now on, so I don't have to remember his goddamn name.
Analytics.
Analytics.
Spell it.
Anna, ANA, or ANNA. Liz, LIZXIKS.
Analytics.
Nope, you're gonna have to
Less
help me with that.
sex.
Oh, in case you can't tell, of course nobody can. I'm making a face to nobody in particular, like just looking off into the distance, like, you see who I'm married to? Granted, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it's
You don't see it unless it's spelled.
well, then why were you explaining it to me if I couldn't see it when it's spelled?
God damn it.
He knows I'm right.
If you couldn't get the
Anyway.
pun, it's supposed to be anal sex, okay? I was saying that to the audience.
Oh.
And you if you hadn't gotten it.
Oh. No, I didn't get it. Thank you very much.
Ah.
I thought you said like analytics, and I'm like, Anna. Like I was spelling it out by the name. I was listening to names, not like, oh, it's anal sex. Oh my god. What are you doing? You're making this podcast not safe for work. How dare you? Fuck. Or in the infamous words of Joan Rivers whenever she got pissed off, fuck fuck piss shit.
All of her shows are shot with 24 FPS. 24 fuck piss shit.
Yes. And our show is shot in 2GG. Two gay guys.
Yes.
After all that randomness, which is what you'll get when you listen to these podcasts, we move on to the second and last story because I only feel like doing two news stories. I might up it to like three or four if we decide to do a longer show or more news or whatever the fuck, but I think two is fair.
Yes.
Okay. In the news, in Europe, a Croatian war criminal dies after swallowing poison in court. In Paris, the court session in the Hague. I know I'm saying that wrong. The Hague. Hug.
I
Hagu.
I don't know.
It's in Paris, so I'm assuming you would know because it's French. Never mind. The court session in the Hague, I'll go with Hague because French, was meant to be the final act of a descendant decades-long legal
They don't
process
pronounce
over the.
H's, so it would be Og.
Okay. The court session in the Hague was meant to be the final act of a decades-long legal process over the atrocities of the Bonzian? Wow,
Bosnian.
Bosnian. I cannot pronounce shit. Bosnian and Croatian wars. Instead, it descended into confusion and ultimately death. As judges at the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia were delivering rulings on Wednesday on appeals related to Croatia's involvement in the 1992-95 Bosnian conflict, one of the six defendants, Slobodan Prajic, addressed the court. Slobodan Prajic is not a war criminal, he declared slowly and deliberately in Croatian, just moments after the judges upheld Mr. Prajic's 20-year jail sentence for war crimes against humanity. I reject your judgment with contempt. In a scene befitting the theater director, Mr. Proudjek had been before the Bosnian War erupted. He pulled out a small container, raised it to his lips, and swallowed the contents. His lawyer, Nataza Favo Ivanovic, then announced that Mr. Proudjek had ingested poison. Mr. Proudjek, a tall, distinguished-looking man with silver hair and a goatee, was taken from the courtroom, and the hearing was suspended. Guards seized the container. The curtains that divide the court from the public gallery were then drawn. It was an exceptional moment in a room that had been the scene of ritual courtesy among robed lawyers, of witnesses choking on stories of torture and rape, and of once powerful men hurling insults at judges, but never a staged suicide. Mr. Proudjek, a former general, 72, later died in a Dutch hospital. According to Nede Golovic, a tribunal spokesperson, Mr. Proudjek drank a liquid while in court and quickly fell ill, the court said in a statement. Many questions, however, remained unanswered, including the most significant one. How did he obtain the poison and smuggle it into the tightly secured courthouse? As is typical, the defendants were transferred to the courtroom from a detention center within a high-security Dutch jail compound near the Hague on Wednesday morning. They are driven into the tribunal building through the underground parking lot, escorted by guards. Detainees have no contact with the public gallery, and any visitors who meet with them in jail, including lawyers, family, and friends, pass through a security check. Dutch investigators and police declared the courtroom a crime scene and are carrying out an independent inquiry. Mr. Proudjek's suicide is the third by a defendant facing the tribunal, but the previous two had taken their lives in the court's detention cells. Judges upheld the sentences of all of the 6 defendants, but the suicide of Mr. Proudjek, the most senior member of the group, quickly overshadowed those decisions. Before the Bosnian and Croatian wars, he had been a theater and film director and as a writer. He joined the Croatian army as a senior official when it was formed after the country achieved independence in 1991. He was eventually named commander of the Croatian forces fighting in Bosnia. He was a key figure, in particular, during the long siege and shelling of the ethnically mixed city of Mostar. The siege was the most widely publicized Croatian military action during the war and included the destruction of the town's 16th-century stone bridge. At the time, he was the main liaison between political and military leaders in Croatia and the Croatian force fighting in Bosnia. Mr. Proudjek had been convicted of a number of crimes, and while the appeals judges on Wednesday overturned some parts of the conviction, they did not reduce his sentence. The hearing also drew attention to Croatia's often overlooked role in the Bosnia War. The tribunal has, for the past 24 years, largely focused on the dominant Serbian role in the conflict, most recently sentencing Ratko Mladic, the former Bosnian Serb military commander, to life in prison for genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes. But Croatia, trials at the tribunal have shown, also orchestrated brutal ethnic cleansings to seize Bosnian lands once the Yugoslav Federation began to disintegrate in 1991. Slobodan Milosevic of Serbia and Franjo Tudjman of Croatia held secret talks early in 1991 to divide Bosnia. Mr. Mladic, court records showed, had at least 2 subsequent meetings to discuss the partition with his Croatian counterparts. Prosecutors and militias were funded by and staffed by the Croatian government, and following its orders rounded up non-Croatian men, imprisoning up to 10,000. Oh, dear, dear, dear. None of the trials involving Croatia concerned the killings on the scales carried out by Bosnia Serb forces in Srebrenica and Sarajevo. A dozen ethnic Croats have been convicted by the tribunal for crimes relating to their campaign of violent ethnic cleansing. The case being heard on Wednesday was an appeal involving Croats sentenced to prison terms of 10 years to 25 years for their role as military or political leaders during the campaign. Both the prosecution and the defense had brought appeals against the judgments handed down against the men. They offered evidence that included extensive records of his conversations, meetings, and telephone calls, released to prosecutors after Mr. Tudjman's death, and documents showing that his government sent funds, vehicles, and weapons and senior military commanders to run the operation in Bosnia. The tribunal's chief prosecutor, Serge Bramets, expressed satisfaction, however, that the judges upheld rulings that the 6 men in court, together with senior Croatian officials, including President Franjo Tudjman, wanted to seize territory in Bosnia and Herzegovina in order to establish a Croatian entity and facilitate the reunification of the Croatian people. The timing of the latest ruling was unrelated to last week's sentencing of Mr. Mladic, But the pair of decisions amounted to an historical moment for the tribunal, with the Croatian judgment expected to be its final act before it closes at the end of the year. It was established by the United Nations Security Council in 1993. A small appeal court will handle pending appeals and the retrial of Serbia's former intelligence chiefs.
Hey.
Yeah, that was the story.
I don't really have words.
Yeah, agreed.
Although the ethnic cleansing that was mentioned made me think of the Russian gulags. How wonderful.
Yes, how wonderful.
How about we move on to a lighter topic?
I think that would be good.
Well, actually, surprisingly, this is a lot of history lessons today because because I've been more recently studying up on handwriting again, especially with me having to make a writing system for a conlang I am making for my story, focused around my main character, Junior. I thought of looking up various histories of writing and writing styles. Because I want to have a style that focuses around cursive, I thought of studying a lot of stuff about cursive. I found out there are a lot of interesting things about how cursive penmanship develops. Usually, you start off with print, surprisingly. Or I guess maybe not surprisingly, because cursive is all about writing fast. It's essentially a second system that you learn to, again, write faster. I found out that Japanese has a sort of cursive-ish system. Korean has a semi-cursive system. That there are a lot of South Asian cultures and countries who do not have a technical cursive system because their writing system is already considered either cursive or cannot be turned into cursive without possibly losing some distinction between letters. So, cursive is kind of an interesting beast to tackle. But I was thinking of looking up the history of cursive with English. Borrowing aspects from the Etruscan alphabet, the ancient Romans were among the first to develop a written script for transactions and correspondence. Around the 5th century AD, it included very early versions of lowercase letters, and sometimes flowed like modern cursive. It came from the pens that they were using way back when. I think they were still using a sort of reed pen, because the quill pen was not really all that popular around that time. After Rome fell, penmanship became a standardized discipline that primarily came from monastic settings, specifically the medieval scriptoria that churned out Christian and classical texts across Europe. Monks who would copy the Bible page by page, word by word, though way back when they didn't really separate words so much, and there wasn't a lot of spaces. This changes, though, around the 8th century when Charlemagne tasked an English monk with standardizing the craft. He was influenced by Roman characters, which is why you no longer see the letter F. It sort of looks like the women's astrological symbol. But more like a B turned on its side with a cross. I think it's a letter that came from the Normans, but not Rome. Anyway, Carolingian minuscule was designed for maximum legibility and featured lowercase letters, word separation, and punctuation. Lowercase letters were primarily for at any non-paragraph start and non-names. So you would have a name that starts with an uppercase, just to make it look more dignified. As the price of parchment and demand for books soared in the later Middle Ages, a denser style of writing evolved for European languages. Johannes Gutenberg used his Gothic approach for his printing press in the mid-15th century. Italian humanists soon revolted against the heavy look by reverting to a more Carolingian I have no way how to pronounce that name. Script and inventing a cursive form of it, known as italic, which we still have today. Elegant handwriting emerged as a status symbol, and by the 1700s, penmanship schools had begun educating generations of master scribes, each with their own style of handwriting. During the United States infancy, professional penmen were responsible for copying official documents, including the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. This included even the writers, who were themselves professional penmen. This is why there's... I don't know if it's that commonly known, but there was debate on who would actually write the original, because that style had to be the one that was copied for all the other versions. So those who didn't have a popular handwriting style didn't want themselves to be the ones to write, because they didn't want to doom the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution to look bad. Signature handwriting styles among amateurs became associated with various professions and social ranks. Men and women were also expected to embrace flourishes, those sort of extra loops and everything, unique to their sex. The mid-1800s saw an abolitionist and bookkeeper named Platt Rogers Spencer who attempted to democratize American penmanship by formulating a cursive writing system, known today as the Spencerian method, and taught by textbook, that many schools and businesses quickly adopted. Ornate and sinuous, it can be seen in the original Coca-Cola logo, and is the style that most modern forms of cursive, and even my personal cursive, have been based off of. By the turn of the century, an approach introduced by Austin Norman Palmer replaced the Spencerian method in American classrooms, called Palmer method, where students learned to form loopy letters between horizontal lines on chalkboards. This is where you see the modern form with the dashed lines start to appear. It was more structured and educational. Its predecessor, the Danulian script, originated in... not predecessor. I'm reading an article from History.com. I know that they have good history here. They just have the best way of wording it that I've found, because I've studied enough about penmanship in other places, and they all agree on this. Its successor, the Danulian script, originated in the 70s. It's probably what most of the people listening to this as parents learned to write with, and probably anyone below the age of, I want to say below the age of 30 or so. It was designed to ease the transition between printing and cursive writing. However, other handwriting styles developed by Charles Zahner and Elmer Bloser, the Zahner-Bloser method, was designed for elementary school children, which is the predominant one today. If you write cursive, you probably learn Zahner-Bloser. Though Danulian does have its fair share of people who teach it. Zahner-Bloser dominated textbooks for much of the 20th century, the late 20th century. Typewriters and word processors are sweeping the business world, so schools have begun to eliminate penmanship classes, and by the 1980s, many U.S. children received little formal training. This isn't the case in many European countries, where students are given rigorous handwriting instruction to this day. While penmanship studies aren't completely gone from the American curriculum, school children today spend more time mastering typing and computer skills than the neat standardized cursives of their parents and grandparents, sometimes even their older siblings. As notably as 1955, the Saturday Evening Post had dubbed the U.S. a nation of scrawlers, and studies show that handwriting abilities have largely declined since then, bemoaned by many but not all educators. The loss of penmanship as a requisite skill inspired the Writing Instrument Manufacturers Association, WIMA, to create National Handwriting Day in 1977. Note that National Handwriting Day is on John Hancock's birthday, I believe the 23rd of January. It's notable because the founding father is often remembered for his iconic signature on the Declaration of Independence. His was the really big one that's basically right in the middle. I think he was the first one to actually sign, and that's also why you say, "May I have your John Hancock?" when you ask for someone's signature sometimes. I don't hear that many people say this. I mean, I remember hearing my mom say this a couple of times. I know I've heard my grandmother refer to it. It's not that often of a phrase said anymore because you don't ask for a signature, but the Writing Instrument Manufacturers Association, WIMA, have a website And according to it, the holiday offers a chance for us to re-explore the purity and power of handwriting. I think it's something. Writing is important. Having a penmanship is important when you're, writing things down, as you learn better by writing. But I personally like Spencerian script because it looks really pretty, and flourishes, they have a tendency of being very messy if done wrong, and a lot of people overdid them. You would have to take a lot of time to actually draw the flourishes because pens held so little ink back then, but then you also see the fact that it makes it so much harder to actually read. So penmanship is important, legibility is important. Late Spencerian taught less flourishes is more, and that is where Palmer method came to be. No flourishes. I think Palmer method was really good, though Spencerian had slightly better letters. It's sort of up to personal taste. I have more inspiration in my handwriting from Spencerian, but that's really my input, and yeah. Handwriting has slowly gone out of favor in the past, and I hope I haven't sounded like I'm incoherently babbling for the past how many minutes, but that's the gist of how handwriting has gone through the US. I find it personally more interesting. I don't think I explained it as well as some professional historians could have. I had some really dumbed down language. Editing will be my friend in this. I know it will be. Especially with all the little slip-ups I had in speech, like I just had.
Yes, that's if we can get this episode out the door.
Yeah. Okay. So, we are going to take a break, and when we get back, we will be returning with Dragula.
Hi there! My name is Change Daily. Today you may call me Acme Store Incorporated. I don't know. But anyway, I'm here to sell you a fantastic Acme product. Can you guess what it is, good sir? I'm talking to you.
No. What fabulous Acme product do you have for us today?
Oh God, I've been stuck with an amateur. Anyway.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm not good with improv.
Acting. I was acting. I wasn't saying that as me. I was acting. Relax. Don't worry, babe. I know you're not good at improv. Don't worry. I'll teach ya. It's all about using your brain noodle. Anyway. Okay. So, no, sir. The product we have for you today is the Acme Bird Seed Dispenser. Yes, it sounds like a normal product, it empties bird seed so you can catch that pesky roadrunner. However, this bird seed catcher is made by Acme, which means it's different. And our bird seed is made with poison. That way, that roadrunner will be dead before you know it. The problem is there's not that much poison, and only one speck of birdseed in the entire whole bunch of birdseed is the poisoned one, so you have to really just be hoping that he eats that one tiny grain of birdseed. We're still working out the bugs and trying to poison everything, but, a lot of our employees, they try to get the poison in there, and then they touch the poison, and then the fumes get in their mouth and nose, and they die. But what are you gonna do? You gotta break a few eggs to make a few products, It's how it works. But anyway, it can be yours for the low price of $1, plus $99 for the birdseed refillings. That's where we get ya. Anyway, that'll be all for me. Don't forget to call us at 696969 Acme, or go to acmeproducts.fuckyou.uk.ucom. And bye for now till next week, because I don't fucking know.
Oh, jeez.
Shut up. I'm not good at these.
Aw, babe, but you are. People enjoy these.
People, Chesty enjoys these.
I enjoy listening to them.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, honey.
Mm. You wanna do Dragula stuff now?
Yes.
Alright.
Alright.
Dragula.
Dragula.
Oh, this should be fun.
So we're just going to quickly go through 2 different episodes because we weren't able to get through the other episode.
Yeah, so we didn't release an
yeah,
episode last week. Sorry about that.
sadly. Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
all
have enough time
right.
to do all the editing and everything.
Hey, it's alright. What you gonna do about it? Nobody can really explain it. We're just doing our best here. I don't know why I suddenly got this, like, Cockney accent, but I like it a lot. I think it's quite cool, but it's kind of like cock. Now, obviously, Cockney, you almost want to say like cock. I love the word cock, but that's for a different reason entirely. But anyway, so we're just gonna quickly go through episode 4, but we're not really gonna talk about the. We're just gonna, because that was last week, so it was an alien themed episode. There was aliens and birthings and disgusting shit and a
Yeah.
robbing of people.
Yes, there was some utter
So
rob.
anyway,
So
yes,
let's go in
yes,
order of appearance.
yes.
Dolly, Rob.
Boot. No, not Dolly, you dumb bitch. The Victoria.
I know. Boot.
Boot. You said robbed though.
I'm
I think he
sorry.
means that Dolly was robbed because she went home.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yes. Right. That's what she means.
It. Here's the thing. It's not a horrible look. It's just like a boot compared to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, girl.
Next, we move on to.
Abora, who surprisingly had a better concept than Dolly, even though
Not
Abora
really
was
though.
from.
She was a chicken.
Yeah, she was from the land of chicken people.
Boot.
She she birds an egg. Sorry, girl, but boot. Yeah. This next one though, Toot.
Toot.
So Erica, sort of anime cyborg.
It was a toot, but it was also like it was still the same shit before. So,
Hmm.
and now we move on to
Bitch Puddin'.
Toot, the
Why
tootiest of
is
them.
she green?
Well, Tamar, did you ever watch the show?
That'd be applicable. But yes, so bitch was a diner lady from the planet of green women.
Yeah, it was very good. I liked it quite a lot.
I also liked the blue waffle joke.
Yeah,
You actually had to point that out
I,
to me, and when I saw it, I was
I
like,
did.
"Oh wow!"
Yeah, it was a blue waffle. Nom, nom, nom. Now, next we move on to
Disasterina,
also known as
calling all human
Useless
males.
ear users.
I need
Calling all the
36 million
monsters.
liters of human ejaculate.
I mean, though, like, who isn't?
I like it because it's of like really old style, funny, tacky alien movie. This is the style of look that I wish the Boulets had had in the beginning of this episode because their look
God,
was
they had such a
crap.
horrible look on the first one. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that, but I mean, hell, it didn't need to be talked about because God, their look was horrible. I'm sorry, Boulet Brothers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it fucking excuse me sucked.
It was. It's one of the few times that we've ever. Is it the only
It
time
was
that I've ever
basic.
said a boot for them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It sucked.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be the best. It just it sucks.
But back to the
Wait,
contestants. Now we have James
yes.
Majesty. How she won, we will never know because her costume was basically a mess of wires. Her makeup was
Yeah.
okay. Girl can paint herself. But what the fuck are all those wires doing? You're supposed to be a cyborg, a living
Man,
one, not a dead one.
it's just like,
Were you made in a junkyard? How the fuck did you win? Although the upload me joke was funny.
yeah. Upload me.
Where she put a disc labeled Dragula 2.0 into her disk drive. Just thrust it up and down. And next, we have the actual Rob of the episode, Victoria.
Victoria Elizabeth Black. Don't they sound adorable?
Yeah.
Aw, I know. I try my best to be adorable and freaky at the same time.
And he succeed.
Aw. But yes, sadly, Miss Victoria was robbed.
Uh, as the Boulets said, they wanted to see more
They wanted some
drag,
dragging. They wanted
but
more drag. Put on an eyelash. Put on a this or that.
this is
Bitch,
an
she
alien
has boob.
challenge.
Yeah, she's an alien challenge, and she got boobies and a vagina, and it's just like, no, we need
And
more
a glowing
drag. Put
belly.
on lipstick. Put on a fake eyelash. No,
All of it is paint. You want the next drag super monster.
I know.
This is giving you the super monster bit.
Seriously though,
A lot of the queens this season are really pretty. They're focusing more on the drag than the super monster.
I know. I don't know. Just come on. Like how? Like I don't know. It just sucks.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fantastic. So toot.
Yes, me too. Alright, so at the end of the episode, it was a extermination between Dolly and Abora
No,
and
Dolly,
Erica.
Abora, and Disaster. Erica. I almost said Disasterina. No,
No.
but it was bad. They had to eat stuff. That's all it really can be described as.
Some
Stuff.
gross stuff. And Erica was really fighting for it. She practically ate her own throw up. And Abora was just chowing down on it. And Dolly pulled a Valentina.
Very much so. She, yeah, sad but true. She just picked up her knife and fork and was like, I'm gonna eat this normally. Yum, 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 yum.
Mm.
And I'm like, no, bitch, stop. No, bad girl, no. And of course, sadly, because of that, Miss Dolly went home.
Mm-hmm. Her head was burned in an oven.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That's the end of that episode. That was pretty quick. Now we move on to episode 5.
So this one was a campground horror movie.
Yes.
Basically, they all had to be some sort of chick who dies within the first few minutes of a horror movie.
Essentially, yes. So we had our guest judges, Miss Coco Peru and Miss Heklina. Forgot to mention last week that in episode 4, the guest judges were Alaska and was it Heklina or was it no? Yeah. Heklina was it last week. Heklina and Alaska, and this week was Coco Peru and Peaches Christ.
Yes.
Knew
So,
I'd remember.
in order of appearance this week, we have Disasterina!
He's getting better, guys. I'm so proud of him. Disasterina would be proud too if she ever watches this. She does follow me, so who knows? Maybe she will.
Maybe. But, she had the pussy
I'll
in the
just be like,
bag.
he's murdering my pussy! He's murdering my pussy!
So
It's
the second
funny.
part of their challenge this week was to basically act out the death that would occur in the horror movie where they die within the first few minutes.
We had Disasterina, who in the first few minutes you'll see from what it shows, she was when they were doing the like makeup, like during the boudoir, bitch was giving me MDNA tour Madonna, and I was just like, I'm living for this. Yes, 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 yes.
Although it
Like
doesn't exactly Madonna in the end, it's
I
still
literally would
pretty
not
cool.
shut up when we were watching it. I literally was not shutting up. I just like, bitch, yes, yes, bitch, come on, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
It was
Give
pretty funny.
me all this, Madonna, yes. And I'm sure he was just like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Not
Also,
exactly, but
I know the top. Yay.
hmm.
I'm so happy.
Mwah.
I've got you. Mwah. I've got this podcast. I've got the top comment at the moment on the fashion photo review because apparently YouTube works that way. I always find that so weird. Like I don't have as many likes because that's another thing we need to talk about at some point with the new like the news and stuff. The way YouTube works now is really weird with the likes and stuff and the comments.
Yeah, the way that it works is real time, which
Yeah,
I mean, I
exactly.
guess, but
Like I literally like there were already like 100 something, 200 comments, and I decided to comment thing, and then within 17 hours of the comment, I'm now the top comment, and I only have like 375 likes. But hopefully it'll get more. I'm an attention whore for likes. Of course, says the boyfriend who has over like 2,000 likes on one video.
yeah.
He just had to say that he sounded like R2D2. You probably, I was gonna say, neither of us can do it really though.
No.
No, okay, it's just from from a thing of
If Pennywise was chibi.
yeah, and it's just Mr. Clown, what are you doing to my arm? No, I can't do it.
No, I'm not even gonna try.
Oh, I kind of want to hear what it would sound like from you.
No! No! Not even close.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh.
Well, it is. I love it. But anyway, we what are we doing now?
James Majesty on episode 5?
Oh, next. Uh
She was
oh, I'm
basically a
sorry. I guess
hippie.
we have to talk about. Wait, no, she was a hippie, flower girl, going to Coachella, but I just don't like her. I just don't like her. She's a bitch, and I don't want her to win. She's already won 2 challenges, so people are like, oh no.
Yeah.
However, although it looks like somebody else might be getting close to that crown, which I wouldn't be too mad, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she was giving you flower power 60s, but at the same time, like 2017 bitch trying to go to Coachella,
Yeah.
and then she got run over by a car, and the judges seemed to love it. I have no idea why.
Yeah. I think the reason why was because she tried to make it look like it was a real car crash. I didn't think it looked like a real car
Yeah,
crash,
that's true. Yeah, you're right there.
but
But it's just. Blech. But anyway, and now, after that's all done, thank God, we move on to
Abora.
Abora, giving you lady thing, drag, realness, person, thingy, bobber.
She's a punky hipster with a crazy case on her phone, a purse that says hate, a hairdo that would make a mother go,
Cringe.
yeah,
Cringe and fear.
and a choker with a yellow puffball.
You said puffball. Puffball?
What?
Puffball. pretty fast for a puffball.
I don't know this
Eh?
reference.
Thomas and the Magic Railroad!
I don't remember this reference.
Diesel! He always called them little puffballs. He always called Thomas a puffball in the movie. If you remember the chase when he's chasing him, he's just like, pretty fast for a
Oh.
puffball. Why does my boyfriend not give my references?
Oh. I also just noticed Abora has a necklace and bracelet covered in eyes.
I would expect that.
Yeah.
But we're also, I guess, just going to skip my comment there. Okay, bye. Thanks.
Sorry. Hmm.
No, it's okay. You don't have to understand my references. Maybe somebody else will be watching and they'll be like, hey, I know that that's from that movie. Wait, why doesn't he get it? What? Oh
I
my
did see
god.
it though.
I know,
It was
like,
when I was a little kid though, and I don't remember it as well.
well, I do, because I still am a fan of old Thomas back when he was a nice, when he
Modeled
was, yeah,
character and
model
everything.
trains. Back when he was still good. Yeah, not nowadays, obviously, but back when it was a model, it was great.
It was ahead of its time in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Abora was I forget how was she killed again? Phone wire.
Um, well, yeah, like he was in the kitchen and a guy came in. By the way, it's the same guy killing all of the girls in different ways. Like he's so in
Yeah.
each kill, like the guy in the car is running over the whatever. Then he goes to Abora's house and he's like, "Hey, can I use your phone?" And she's like, "Yeah, whatever. You're really ugly, you know." And then he
Yeah.
takes the phone wire and starts choking her with it, and she takes a selfie, like, "Oh my god, I'm dying. Let me take a selfie."
It was really
It
modern
was
day airhead.
something. Yeah. Okay, now we move on to
Victoria Elizabeth Black.
Victoria. Did pretty okay here.
West
Wasn't the
Hollywood,
most
rich
amazing thing.
lady.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't amazing. No, absolutely not. It was not amazing, and I'm not going to be rude and try to say Jules. I love Victoria. I'm still Team Victoria. But this really wasn't that much of a look challenge. But as far as acting went, she still did an okay job.
Yes. She was killed with an axe.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So speaking about this, so see, they were so mean. Oh, I thought, oh, I hate it because it's like, ugh, I don't know how to explain. Like they fucked up with me
okay,
because when you
so
watch the trailer for it, you see they show some of the executions, but the problem is the executions they don't look. They look like execution. They don't look like they didn't say anything about this being a movie and each queen would fake die. So I thought in the trailers they were showing like people's executions, including the axe getting thrown at her head, and I was like, oh fuck, because I wasn't sure if it was Victoria or Disasterina or whoever. And then now watching it, I was like, wait a minute. So I went to go check the bat. I'm like, those sneaky bitches, they just put these in here to make it look like that. Gasp.
crafty, isn't it?
Agreed.
And of course, in many of the shots, you couldn't actually see the guy killing the girls.
Yeah.
It was all set up so that it could look just like an actual extermination. Okay, so um now we have Erica. Kitschy sort of look, lots of bows, Hello Kitty
The
stuff.
problem is, Erica, this look could have been absolutely fantastic if she had made it just a little less anime. Like they said, like if she had put on a blonde wig instead of the pink, just done like a blonde dumb girl looking wig, and she could have kept the exact same outfit. I think it would have been much more well received.
Yeah, Although here's the thing, there are a lot of colored hair airheads. That's my
Yeah, but you
thought.
just go with the same. But if you just go with like dumb blonde and make it like easy to just pick out,
Yeah.
but sadly she did not do that well. But I appreciate her trying as always.
Mhm.
All right. Now we move on to.
Bitch
Oh,
Puddin'.
excuse me. Bitch
Another really good
pudding.
week.
Yeah, and she's been killing it these last few challenges.
Uh huh.
She
So
she pulled it out this week, giving you like redneck realness, looking like a bad bitch. I love it. And then I love she fought back against the killer, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you want to murder my pussy? Oh, you want to choke me? Oh yeah, choke me a little bit." And then he like started to really choke her, and he pushed her away, like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
yep. The actual voice
Like
reveal
they
was
told a
incredible.
Tatiana the same parts. It was hysterical.
I
Just
mean,
that
just
like
like,
random, dude, what the fuck?
I love it.
So did I.
Yeah. So around the time of the floor show, the Boulets also gave a pretty nice look.
Agreed. They were pretty nice.
Definitely better than
Much,
last week.
yeah. Still does not compare to what I've said is still the best look they've ever had, which was from the second episode.
Yes. Though the
Like I
Cruella de
just
Vil sort of black and white with the fur is nice touch. Then for the extermination challenge, we had
surprising kind. Well, not completely like surprising, but a lighter thing instead of tattoos and needles and other stuff. They made them take a lie detector test.
yeah, they asked some pretty funny random questions like, "Do you think Peaches
Peach,
Christ is
but
beautiful?"
Peach, yeah, but no, it's just like Peaches was just like Victoria. This question depends on our relationship because I know you. Do you think I'm pretty? I love that. It's just, but then they were asking questions.
So they basically did like tell the truth sort of thing before the lie detector test, but it was an ease in sort of thing. And they
Mm,
had to give the same answers, and there were some lies. Don't know if they were all technically lies, but regardless, it
lie
was
detector.
Erica and Abora and Victoria in the bottom.
Yes, and kind of obviously,
Erica went
after being in the
home.
bottom like 5 times, 4 times, well, no, 4 times because she was safe in episode 3.
Yes.
She was safe in the rocker challenge, but she was in the bottom every time.
Poor Erica.
I know. It sucks, but she fought. She
Yes.
fucking fought.
She has her sort
Like,
of style figured out, or at least a really specific style figured out that she really likes, that she pulls different appearances out of.
agreed.
I mean, there is diversity in what she can do. She's more the cutesy anime girl. I think the Boulets might have been thinking what we were thinking in trying to coax her to pull something out of a dark anime, but
Yeah, like Corpse Party or.
yeah. The problem is there aren't enough dark anime female protagonists or primary protagonists.
But yeah, it was sad to see her go. But now we have the top 5.
Yep.
Our top 5 consists of James Majesty, Abora, Victoria Elizabeth Black, Disasterina. Why am I forgetting someone?
Bitch put in.
Oh
Or
my
did
god!
you forget Abora?
No, I forgot Pitch Pudding, but I just did a Tyra. But remember when Tyra was like, remember from the video, like from Will and Beatdown, where they're like, Sasha Velour, and Tyra's like, who is that? And they're like, the winner of season 2. And she's like, oh my god. Like, she knew who it was, but she forgot. I literally thought I forgot Bitch Pudding's name, even though I shouldn't, because I liked her. So it's just like, who did I forget? Bitch Pudding. Oh my god! Now you need to go get a gif. Now you need to go get a gif of Tyra laughing and a gif of Jujubee's face.
So.
Oh, bitch, I love you. I still want Victoria to win, but I wouldn't be mad if you won.
Yeah, neither would I.
So I think that'll do it for this podcast.
Oh, we forgot to mention how Erica was murdered. I think it was
Oh
actually
yeah,
really
she was a
interesting because it had a
voodoo
dark anime
doll.
sort of vibe. The
Yeah,
voodoo doll.
and they were twisting her and
Made her
throwing her
hit
in the
herself.
elevator.
Like,
Yeah, that was kind of funny though.
there were a couple of pins in it already, and they pulled it, and she was like, "Oh, what was that?" And then twist.
I liked it.
And she fell over.
And then they opened up, the elevator doors opened up, and she had turned into a pretzel.
Yep. A blue pretzel on the floor.
Mm-hmm. And that is the end of Erica Clash on Dragula.
5 queens remain. Who will go home next? Next week, we shall see.
I wish it would be, honestly, either Abora or James. Sorry, Abora or James, and
yeah,
I'll have the top 3 I wanted, because then I'll have Bitch, Disaster, and Victoria, and that'd be like the best top 3 in the ever existence of evers.
Yeah. I do like Abora, but I don't think she's top 3 material.
No, especially with her negative attitude, sadly.
Yeah.
Which really got in the way quite a lot during the episode. They kept mentioning it up, that she had a very, very negative attitude.
Mm-hmm. There are times where she's more interesting. It's just, again, yes. Her negative attitude is pretty bad. We shall see exactly what happens in the next week's episode. But for now, that will be all for our podcast.
Goodbye for now from Andrew B.
and Guy Smith.
Thank you all so much for watching the Blossom and Smith Show. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the little tiny bell for notifications on when you get another one of these lovely podcasts.
As well as when I am streaming, both with Andrew on Thursdays, which is currently Night in the Woods, and
then
we
later
have
be Jazz Punk.
Yes, I bought Jazz Punk over the Black Friday sale on Steam, and it's
it's the director's cut, so there's going to be hopefully a lot more shit than was in the original game. I'm excited.
Plus the DLC.
Plus the DLC, which is completely new, so...
Yes. There shouldn't be... There probably won't be as much gameplay overall as Night in the Woods, but...
No, it probably... I think from what I've seen is that, like, each chapter takes about... I don't know, I think, like, maybe... If we try and stretch it out... excuse me. If we try and stretch it out, it may not even maybe an hour.
Yeah.
So those will be really short streams. We'll have to get another game right. I would just say we'll have to get another game ready for once Jazz Punk's over.
Yes.
And don't forget, he also streams by himself on Sundays.
Yes, I play Minecraft. Currently Galactic Engineers, but that will be over eventually. I'm not sure how long it will be going for. We have some planets to explore now that I actually have a space station.
Yes, I'm excited to see what he does. And I hope you will be too.
Yes. But anyway, that'll do it for us. This is Guy Smith and
Andrew B.
signing off. Until next time, take care. We'll see you guys. Bye!
Bye!